Okay, so speaking of Jews or Geophobia in Islam, uh, this is a funny story. This is definitely a funny story. And the Jew was like, ha ha ha. You ready for this one, guys? Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, which is desert of Arabia. So you guys know Muhammad invaded a Jewish town called Khaybar, and the and he massacred all of them. This is where the woman Safiya was captured, and Muhammad killed her father, husband, brother, and then buried her in 3 days. So there's a story in that. So, this is a funny story. It's a little bit long, but you'll enjoy it. I promise you. So we went out. So this guy Salama is saying we went out to Khaybar in the company of the Prophet. While we were proceeding at night, a man from the group said to Amir, "Oh Amir, won't you let us hear your poetry?" So Amir was a poet. So he got down and started reciting for the people poetry that kept pace with the camel's footsteps. So what does he say? So he says, "Oh Allah, without you, we would not have been guided on the right path. Neither would we have given in charity, nor would we have prayed. So please forgive us what we have committed, i.e., our defects. Let all of us be sacrificed for your cause and send Sakina."
It's more Frank
So
Sinatra and less Qurani, but okay.
yeah, but this guy, so basically he's sucking up to Muhammad. He's saying, if you hadn't turned up, we would not have known what is right, what is wrong. We would not have committed. We would not have done charity. We would not have prayed. And Muhammad is enjoying this. Muhammad is like, yes. So Muhammad didn't know at this point. Upon us to make our feet firm when we meet our enemy. Oh yeah. Sorry, the song continues. Upon us to make our feet firm when we meet our enemy, and if they call us towards an unjust thing, we will refuse. So the infidels have made a hue and cry to ask others help against us. Okay, so I couldn't keep up with that. But anyway, the Prophet on that asked, "Who is that camel driver reciting poetry?" So he certainly got his attention. All you had to do back in those days, just suck up. Suck up, say something. Oh, this guy is our hero, our legend, our man. I'd do anything for him. So the Muhammad raises Muhammad's eyebrow and says, the people said, he's Amir bin al-Qawa, the greatest sucker upper on the planet, i.e. Muhammad, i.e. Muslim. Then the Prophet said, may Allah bestow his mercy on him. So Muhammad prays for him. But look at these fools, look at these idiots. A man amongst the people said, oh, Allah's Prophet, has martyrdom been granted to him? Have a look at this, Nuria. This line is actually very profound. So Muhammad just prays randomly and it says, oh, Allah, give him, high, bestow him with your mercy or give him a high rank or whatever. Immediately, Muslims didn't think that, oh, is he going to live a good life, a happy life? Is he going to be good to people? Is he going to be nice to his kids and wives? Or no, all of a sudden they think, oh, has he been granted martyrdom? Because Muhammad had instilled in the minds of all these people that if you want the greatest rank you can ever achieve is martyrdom. Die for me, bitches. That's what he's saying. Die for me. If you die for me, boom, everything is great. So they assumed, they said, oh, okay, has Allah granted him martyrdom? So anyway, would that you let us enjoy his company longer? So they said, oh, please, Daddy, can we have him sing a little bit more? Please, please, please. And then they said, okay.
5 more minutes. Don't send him to jihad just yet.
Please, Daddy. So then we reached and besieged Khaybar till we were afflicted with severe hunger. Look at these. Look at these apes, man. Come on. Okay, we're hungry now. Okay, let's put a hold on terrorizing and killing these poor Jews of Khaybar. Let's put a hold on it. And because we're hungry, but have a look at this. This part is funny. Then Allah helped the Muslim conquer it, i.e. Khaybar. In the evening of the day of the conquest of the city, the Muslims made huge fires. The Prophet said, what are these fires for? Are you going to cook Jews alive? No, that's not it. This is for cooking. For cooking, my Lord, for cooking. What are you making the fire for? The people replied, for cooking meat. So he asked, "What kind of meat?" But look at this genius. The people said, "Oh, the meat of donkeys." So they were about to roast donkeys alive. Anyway, the prophet said, "Throw away the meat and break the pots." Like, why freaking break the pots? So some men
Honestly,
said,
that is this vandalism.
so some Muslim men said, "Oh, Allah's apostle, shall we throw away the meat and wash the pots instead?
What a
Given
bright
that we are,
cookie! What a bright
yeah,
cookie challenging the prophet's thing. Wait, can we just do this and not cause that destruction?
yeah," because he's like, Prophet, don't you know we are desert dwellers, and pottery is hard to come by?
Yeah, it takes
You
long to make one of
fool.
these, mate. Can you?
So Muhammad instantly changes his mind. He said, "Oh, okay, all right, you can do that. Yeah, sure. So when the army files were arranged in rows for the clash, Amir's sword was short, and then he aimed at the leg of a Jew to strike it. So look at this. So this is the poet guy. Now we're coming back to the poet. This guy, he should have stuck to poetry.
He should have not quit his day job, mate. For real. Ay, ay, ay.
So he tries to strike the leg of a Jew, but he misses it, and the sword returns, and he injures his own knee,
So he
and then
stabbed
he
himself.
dies. Yeah, and then he dies. Freaking idiot dies. Like, I mean, imagine, like, yeah. This is reminding me. There's a scene from TV series Vikings. They bring this Viking along, and he grabs his hair, and he puts his head on this big chopping block, wooden tree trunk kind of thing, and this guy's holding the knife, sword, and he's like, okay, he's holding. He said, "Don't cut when you slice my head. Don't cut my hair with it. So why don't you hold my hair?" So this guy brings his hair forward. He holds him, and when the guy is about to swing his sword, he pulls his head back a little bit. And the guy who's holding his hair, he gets his hands chopped off. He's like, "Ha,
Oh,
gotcha."
snap.
So yeah, but anyway, my point is, these guys, they're handling weapons, and they have no training. He goes to amputate this poor Jew, but ends up losing. So Jew must have been like, "Ha ha, gotcha.
Yeah.
Where's your Allah now?"
I mean, he's probably spent his days just writing poetry and reciting poetry, and all of a sudden he's been given this little weapon and said, "Go out and do real jihad."
Yeah. But
and,
anyway.
and he was given it a short blade or something, right? The sharp
Yeah, yeah.
blade of the sword. Yeah, no, okay, the sharp blade of the sword. Clearly, no concept of how to use a sword. Poor guy.
Yeah, well, not a poor guy, but an idiot died anyway. So all the sucking upping didn't work. But look at Muhammad, how crafty he is. This is why we say he's clever. So when they returned from the battle, Allah's apostle saw me. Now, saw me is that guy who's telling the story, Salama bin al-Akawa. I think he's related to this guy, this poet guy, Amir. They have the same surname. So he says, do they have the same surname?
Yeah, it could be his brother or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes, so Allah's messenger sees him and says, "Oh, what's wrong with you, son?" He took my hand and said, "What is bothering you?"
Why
I
so
replied,
sad?
Let my father and mother be sacrificed for you." These guys were so freaking enchanted by this enchanter, this magician.
Con man, yeah.
This con man. But they were like, "Oh, let me sacrifice my father, my sons, my mother, my brother,
farm,
everyone.
take it.
Take my money." Anyway, so he says, the people say that the deeds of Amir are lost. So he's saying that, I'm thinking the deeds of Amir are lost, because I'm sure other people would have been laughing at that idiot too. What a freaking idiot! What an idiot! He was about to amputate the Jew, ended up amputating himself and died. It's like, "Hey, I'm coming! Oh, I'm dead!"
And they've lost their source of entertainment now.
Yes, I think that's why they're probably more pissed. Like, come on, man! The guy had a good singing voice.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so people are laughing at him. People are saying, his deeds are lost. What an idiot!" The Prophet said, "Whoever says so is mistaken, for Amir has got a double reward." The Prophet raised two fingers and he emphasized. He said, "Don't be an idiot. He has a double reward. So anyway, so he goes, and a double reward. Um, he was a persevering struggler in the cause of Allah, and there are few Arabs who achieved the like of good deeds. So one good thing Muhammad had, he knew how to keep these guys motivated. You know, it's one thing. Okay, you see, there's so much death and destruction. At some point, you could ask, man, why am I risking my life for this dude? Huh? Who is this guy? Remember, there was talking about people getting fooled. Remember that guy at the Battle of Uhud? Bravery. Where's Muhammad's bravery? There it is.
Yeah,
That
the one
guy.
who gave his armor over. Gave his armor
Yeah,
up.
yeah. This guy gave his armor up to Muhammad. Auf bin Harith. This guy. Look at this guy. He just gave it up to him. That these people had no brains. Asim bin Qatada told me that Auf bin Harith, his mother was Afra, and said, "Oh, apostle of God, what makes the Lord laugh with joy at his servant?" Muhammad said, not the one who sings great poetry for me, like we saw in the previous story. He answered, when a guy plunges into the midst of the enemy without chainmail, without the armor. Auf drew off the mail cord. He said, yeah. He takes off his armor. He throws it at the feet of Muhammad, and he jumps in the midst of the battle, and then until he was slain. So Muhammad's like, but wonder what happened to it. There it is, Muhammad. It was narrated beside, if Allah wills that the Prophet wore 2 coats of mail on the day of Uhud. That's where the second mail came from.
Literally, what a cheeky so-and-so. How also can you go back to that, what you just showed us? Look at the wording in that. What makes your Lord laugh with joy? Can you imagine like God sitting on his throne like and then he says, it's the one who plunges, like chuck yourself into the middle, basically commit suicide.
Without body armor, yeah.
And God is sitting there laughing at it. Yeah. What a psychopath.
That is a very good point. There was this Quranic verse, I mentioned that in my book. The only thing in that was missing was ha ha ha.
But and there it is.
Yeah, ha ha ha. That idiot jumped in the midst of a battle without body armor for me.
Yeah. Allah, his throne on top of the water, is cracking up with joy at his servant's suicide.
It's like, man,
you can't make this shit up. You cannot make it up.
This is what I was thinking. Okay, I can understand people see things and spirituality or whatever, but organized religion and believing in these stories, like, this is next level. Shoot me before I start believing in this crap.
Yeah, it's mental paralysis, man. It really is enslavement of the mind.
If you like these videos and want to support me in my activism, then you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. Stay free, everyone.